Good morning to one and all. This is Dr. P. Lavanya, working as Associate Professor in MBA Department in Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. So, today's topic relating to us was in managerial economics, which gives the differentiation between the comparison of different market structures. So, in my last videos already we have seen what is the perfect competition and what is imperfect competition. In that we have seen what is monopolistic competition, monopoly, oligopoly, and also seen the duopoly. So by seeing all these market structures, so then we want to compare the differentiation between these perfect competition, monopolistic, monopoly, and also oligopoly. So these are the four basic important market structures which we can say like the perfect, that is PC, perfect competition. Next, MC, monopolistic competition, and another one is monopoly, and another one is oligopoly. So these are the four important market structures what we have seen in our past videos. So we'll see that the comparison will be done, means one market structure to the another market structures. As we know what is perfect competition, where there are large number of buyers and sellers, where the price is given by the market, only the producer is a price taker and the goods are not at all any substitute. So they are all identical and homogeneous in nature. But when you comes under these monopolistic market, where we can say it is a one type of imperfect market competition, saying that in the monopolistic market structure, maybe there is a large number of buyers and sellers with a product differentiation. Means there is a differentiation in the product. Product is not a homogeneous or identical. Maybe there may be differentiation in case of features of the product, maybe price of the product, quantity of the product. So differentiation will be there. And when you comes under these monopoly structure, where we can say that monopoly it is in a single seller, where he himself is a price maker, price giver, and he decides the quantity in the market, and he is the one and sole for the production. That's why he is called as he is the firm and he is the industry. And another market structure when we call, like we have seen oligopoly, where a few sellers will be there. They come together, collide, and they will fix the price and they will sell the market. So these are the different types of market structures. Now we want to go for the comparison between one market structure to the another. So this comparison we can say in case of degree of price control, means relating to the price controlling sector, what is the differentiation between these four market structures, and the nature of demand curve, and also influence on activities of the other firms, and we can go for overall comparison of these four market structure. So first will comes to the comparison of degree of price control. So the perfect competition, whatever the price controlling means, in the perfect competition, due to the presence of large number of buyers and sellers, there is no restriction to entry or exit. Here the producer was only the price taker. So individual firm doesn't have a control upon the price, and they should accept the price what market has been given based upon the demand and supply forces. Means what if the goods are more, means supply is more, the price will decreases in the market. Why? Because all are selling this identical product. If supply is less, maybe few sellers will be there, many buyers will be there, automatically price will be increases. Means in the perfect competition, price controlling will not be there in the hands of the producers. But when you comes under the monopoly, he is in a price maker, he is in a single seller. So he only one person will be there, he will completely control upon the price and also the output. So that's why he totally fixes the price, and whatever the price fixed by him, that will be the final in the market, and he has his own price in the market. And another market structure what we come across is a monopolistic market structure, where the partial controlling of the price, that is each firm, neither maybe price taker nor maybe the price maker. So here the individual firm will influences the market by creating its own demand, or maybe based upon its differentiated features of the product. Means a product, maybe it is a substitute, but cannot called as a perfect substitute. So differentiation will be there based upon that brand image, cost, quality, pricing. The differentiation will be there, and these product differentiation will plays an important role. That's why here, whether it is a price maker or not taker. So these product differentiation mainly focus based upon the selling cost, what we'll call like a advertisement. What we call like a advertisement. So due to the advertisement, the product differentiation could be identified in the market. And the next one is oligopoly, where price rigidity has been maintained. Although firms influences the prices, but it prefers, means oligopoly means few sellers, where they prefers to stick the prices, and they want to avoid the price war. Means they will stick one another. Whatever price I decided, I'll go, and another people who are producing the product, they will go their own price. So price wars will not be taken place in the monopoly. So in this way, we can identify there is a difference between degree of price control between these four competitive sectors. Next one is the nature of demand curve. So in perfect competition, the production or it is the firm's demand curve is perfectly elastic. Why? Because it will accept the price what the market force has given. So it is an elasticity of the demand we can identify. But when you comes under the monopoly, where we can say the downward sloping of the demand curve, which says that if monopoly decreases the price, he can increases the quantity, or he can sell more quantity when the price was lowered or decreased. And the next thing comes under these demand curve was monopolistic. So monopolistic will also here slopes downwards, means from top to down the demand curve will be slopes downwards. So where itself also says when maybe the product differentiation is there, so the lowering of the price will create more demand for the goods and services. That's why the demand curve is more elastic in comparison to the demand curve than monopoly, because it is having a presence of close substitute. Means we can say that monopoly will have a more inelastic, but when you say like perfect competition, monopolistic will also have an elasticity, means a perfect will be there price. Why? Because it is having a close substitute, means when I move to my price, the competitors will occupy my position. That's why the monopolistic, where the demand curve is more elastic when you compared with the monopoly. And when you comes under the oligopoly, where oligopoly will have a price rigidity will have, then we cannot draw accurately behavior pattern. But we'll say that these oligopoly will have a kinky demand curve. Means where we can say like a kink will be there, which which will decides this kink will decides that to increase or the decrease the price. So we have in the oligopoly a kinky demand curve. And next, another important feature which will influences the comparison of these four market structures were influence the activities of the other firms. Means how these competitive markets will influences the other firms or organizations in the market. So the first will comes under the perfect competition, where the firm is so small, perfect competition, so the behavior of the firm cannot be influenced, right? Because it is only price taker. So that way it will not influence the any decisions of the other firms in the market. Means it will stay aside. The decision of individual firm cannot be influences the other firms. But when you comes under the monopoly, it's only one firm in the market. So therefore, there is no question of reaction from other. Means as we know that I am only one. So nobody will be there to influence by my price. So there will not be have a full control over the price and also the output over the industry. That's why we'll say that monopoly is firm and industry one and the same. So no other competitors, so no influence could be identified. But in case of monopolistic competition, where we are able to identify large number of firms will be there, which behaviors will have impact, having less or more impact will be there upon the other firms. Why? Because in the monopolistic competition, where we are able to identify that a close substitute will be there. So close feature will be there in the product. When one product, maybe one type of firm increases the price or goes for a radical change in the output of the price, a effect will be there upon the other products or the competitive monopolistic products of that same industry. So means here we can see an impact little bit or a little bit very good impact we can identify in case of monopolistic competition. But when you comes under the oligopoly, they are only having few firms and the behavior firms has a significant impact upon the activities of the other, means large significant. Why? Because 3 or 4 or maybe 5 firms will be there. So one decides the one factor, another will also will have the same impact. So in this way, we can say that oligopoly will is having a large type of or large scale impact by its behavior with other firms, and monopolistic is having a little bit impact. But when you comes under these monopoly, there will not be any impact. Perfect competition will also doesn't have any impact, means their influence upon the other firms. And will comes now to the overall comparison, means we have these 4 categories. So these 4 categories we can compare. So overallly we can compare by taking an each and every point of basis, that is perfect competition, monopoly, monopolistic and oligopoly. The first comparison overall will comes under number of sellers. So in case of number of sellers, perfect competition means where you are able to identify very large number of buyers as on sellers, means everybody who has a product can enter. There is no restriction for enter and exit. That's why large number of sellers is there. They are placing a same and identical product. But when you comes under the second structure, we can say monopoly means only one person, single seller will be there. They will is the only the person giving the product. And in case of sellers in monopolistic, where we can also identify large number of sellers. Why? Because in the monopolistic competition, the similar product means a close substitutes are there. So that's why large number of sellers will be there. But when you comes from oligopoly, only few, means 4 or 5, few people will be there in selling of the product. And the next category comes under the nature of the product. So based upon the nature of the product, homogeneous means perfect competition itself is giving homogeneous, means identical product in the all the ways, cost, quality, every ways, means maximum the product will be similar and identical. But the same when you see the nature of the product in case of monopoly, no close substitute. Why? Because there is only the single seller is there, single product will be there, means only one will be there. So we will not have any close substitutes will be present in the market. And when you comes under these monopolistic markets competition, as we have, it is an identical product and having a close or related product, means but having a differentiated thing, means the featuretical differentiation will be there in the product, but they are closely related to one and other. And when you comes from oligopoly market, in case of oligopoly market, where the product features or anything are homogeneous in the nature, and it is in pure oligopoly and differentiated under differentiated oligopoly, means we have the 2 types of oligopolies. One is pure oligopoly where the product is homogeneous, and another type will be there where it is a differentiated, means some features will be differs, means based upon the type of the market. Sometimes we can have a pure oligopoly and sometimes you can have a differentiated oligopoly. So the third point says regarding to the entry and exit of the firms. So if an organization means what are the entry and exit of the firms coming into the market and leaving of the market in the perfect competition, as we have seen that freedom of entry and exit means whenever the producer want to sell the goods, he can enter the market. If you don't want to sell the goods, he can leave the market. Means no barriers are there in the perfect competition. But when comes under to the monopoly, so entry of the firms and exit of the firms is restricted. Means constructively barriers are there. Maybe the government intervention, maybe the capital or maybe technology. So some hurdle will be there that gives a perfect barrier or will have a strict entry for the monopoly. But when you comes from the monopolistic, it is in a close substitute one for the another. So they have a freedom of entry and exit. But when you comes under oligopoly product, where you can say there is a lot of restrictions in the oligopoly product, that is they're restricting one entry with the other. Why? Because few firms are there and these few firms will collaboratively, they will go for selling of their product. So they doesn't want another firm to enter into the market such that these firms will lessen their profits. That's why they will conformly restrict other firms entering into the market. And the next feature we can say related to the demand curve. So in case of perfect competition, the demand curve is perfectly elastic. Means there will not be any change in the supply and demand of the product and they are only the price takers. That's why the demand curve is in elastic in nature. But when you say in the monopoly market, already we have seen the demand curve is slopes from top to down. That is lowering the price will give a more amount of sales. And the same way in the monopolistic market also, we are able to identify that downward sloping of this demand curve, where but more elastic means it is very flexible here, such that in the monopolistic, based upon the differentiated features, we goes on lowering the price, the profits will be increases. And in case of oligopoly, indeterminate demand curve will be there, where it doesn't determine relating to the free entry and that is entry and exit of the market. So we can see here restricted entry will be there. That's why the demand curve will be indeterminate. So sometimes we can have like a kinky demand curve. The next one is the price. So the comparison or the differentiation we can identify based upon the price, saying that in perfect competition, large number of buyers and sellers and it is in a price taker. So uniform price will be there. Means all ways the homogeneous product, means all types the product is one and the same and similar. So uniform price will be prevail in the market as he is a price taker. But in case of monopoly, as he is in a price maker, so he price is discrimination. How far it is possible? Means how far demand is there, the monopoly want to increase the price and sell more amount of the goods and want to get a supernormal profits. But when you comes under these monopolistic, where this monopolistic will have partially controlling of the firm due to the close substitutes and there will have entry and exit will be feed. So where we have a partial control upon the price, and these controlling is also possible based upon the product differentiation. Means as the features of the product is differ in order to face the competition, so partial control relating to the price will be observed in the monopolistic market. And when we see these oligopoly, we can see price rigidity, means sticky due to the price wars. Means when we change the price and the few sellers are there who will compete with one another, so the price will be rigid, it will not change, because a fear will be there that price wars will be existed in the oligopoly market. So this is the way how the price could be determined. So another type of comparison comes under the selling cost. Selling cost means here we can identify like advertisement cost. advertisement cost. So perfect competition where number of buyers, sellers or there, no advertisement cost or no selling cost will be prevail. Monopoly, only the selling cost for informative session, means already one product will be there, but in order to give information to the consumer, certain product is available in the market, for that informative session this selling cost will be there. And when we say this monopolistic market, it is a situation having product differentiation. Same product but a small feature is being changed in the product in order to give the information and also highlight their product differentiation. High selling expenses or maybe advertisement cost will be huge in case of these monopolistic competition. And the same way in the oligopoly also few sellers are there in order to dominate one with another. So in order to make the people to identify that our is a good product, these few firms will also go for spending huge amount of advertisement expenditure or maybe the selling cost. And last one relating this one is related to the knowledge, that is level of knowledge. So in the perfect competition, the buyers and sellers must and should have a perfect knowledge. Means we can say it's a perfect competition and knowledge must and should be a perfect. But when we say in case of this monopoly, single seller, a one person, so imperfect knowledge or imperfect competition will be existed. Why? Because there is no other to compete with him. At the same way, monopoly is also one of the imperfect knowledge and also comes under imperfect competition as it is in a identical but product differentiation. And the same oligopoly is also few sellers. It is also having the imperfect knowledge. Means full information relating to the price, goods, quantity, features will not be provided by these imperfect knowledge market structure. Means total information is not given maybe in the monopoly, monopolistic and oligopoly. But only the monopoly will be perfect competition will be there, which will provides us a good knowledge. Means total information relating to the product, seller and buyer, every information is provided in case of perfect competition. So that's why perfect knowledge is achieved in perfect competition. All are having the imperfect knowledge. So in this way, we can go for differentiation of these four important market structure. Maybe the perfect competition and monopoly, monopolistic and oligopoly. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.